Hi, my name is Candace Sykes. I'm at the Washington County Public Library here in Abingdon, where I'll be reading from Kate Chopin's The Awakening for Banned Books Week. The Awakening was written in 1899 and has been challenged multiple times since then, most recently in 2007 and 2011. It is said to be morbid, disagreeable, vulgar, and scandalous. The letter was on the bookshelf. It possessed the greatest interest and attraction for Edna. The envelope, its size and shape, the postmark, the handwriting. She examined every detail of the outside before opening it. There were only a few lines setting forth that he would leave the city that afternoon, that he had packed his trunk in good shape, that he was well and sent her his love, and begged to be affectionately remembered to all. There was no special message to Edna, except a postscript saying that if Mrs. Pontier decided to finish the book which he had been reading to her, his mother would find it in his room among other books there on the table. Edna experienced a pang of jealousy because he had written to his mother rather than to her. Everyone seemed to take for granted that she missed him. Even her husband, when he came down the Saturday following Robert's departure, expected to regret that he had gone. "How do you get on without him, Edna?" he asked. "It's very dull without him," she admitted. Mr. Pontier had seen Robert in the city, and Edna had asked him a dozen questions or more. Where had they met? On Cardinalette Street, in the morning. They had gone in and had a drink and a cigar together. What had they talked about? Chiefly about his prospects in Mexico, which Mr. Pontier thought were promising. How did he look? How did he seem? Grave or gay, or how? Quite cheerful, and wholly taken up with the idea of his trip, which Mr. Pontier found altogether natural in a young fellow about to seek fortune and adventure in a strange, queer country. Edna tapped her foot impatiently, and wondered why the children persisted in playing in the sun when they might be under the trees. She went down and led them out of the sun, scolding the quadroon for not being more attentive. It did not strike her in the least grotesque that she should be making of Robert the object of conversation and leading her husband to speak of him. The sentiment which she entertained for Robert in no way resembled that which she felt for her husband, or had ever felt or expected to feel. She had all her life been accustomed to harbor thoughts and emotions which never voiced themselves. They had never taken the form of struggles. They belonged to her and were her own, and she entertained the conviction that she had a right to them, and that they concerned no one but herself. Edna had once told Megan Rigatoni that she would never sacrifice herself for her children or for anyone. Then had followed a rather heated argument. The two women did not appear to understand each other or to be talking the same language. Edna tried to appease her friend to explain. "I would give up the most unessential. I would give up my money, I would give my life for my children, but I wouldn't give myself. I can't make it more clear. It's only something which I am beginning to comprehend, which is revealing itself to me." "I don't know what you would call the essential, or what you mean by the unessential," said Megan Rigatoni cheerfully. "But a woman who would give her life for her children could do no more than that. The Bible tells you so. I'm sure I couldn't do more than that." "Oh, yes, you could," laughed Edna.